Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. Thanks to everybody using hashtag Bears for today's Bears Mailbag. If you didn't get in on today's one, go ahead and comment in this video using hashtag Bears. We'll try and get your questions answered on our next Mailbag, which should be very, very soon. Let's start with loyal watcher Cam IGL. Appreciate it using hashtag Bears. What kind of impact do you think our new quarterback coach will have on Mitch? Of course, he's talking about Juan DeFilippo there as the Bears have retooled this offensive staff. You look at DeFilippo's last 5 stops, he's bounced around quite a bit, but he's had pretty good success, especially with Philadelphia. Helped Carson Wentz transition into the NFL, was a big part of Nick Foles' success when they went on to win the Super Bowl in 2017. Couldn't mesh with Kirk Cousins for whatever reason, but last year, the work he did with Gardner Minshew, a 6th-round rookie quarterback in Jacksonville, a young player, by the way, as Mitch Trubisky is, very, very commendable work. And, of course, now he is the Bears quarterback coach. And his task will be to improve on this. 31-38, 17 touchdowns, 10 picks. Those numbers have to improve. The completion percentage is fine. If you're in the low-mid 60s, you're okay. 63 to 67, what you're looking for a good quarterback. Can he get 4,000 passing yards? Can he be more consistent overall? That's what we're hoping Juan DeFilippo can bring to the table. Now, he wasn't the only new Bears coach brought in. Bill Lazor's the new offensive coordinator as well. A couple of other changes. Juan Castillo's the offensive line coach. Clancy Barone, the tight ends coach. So, grade the Bears' revamped offensive staff. A, B, C, D, or F. I think it's a solid B. I want to see more. I want to see some game action. Obviously, see what new wrinkles this staff brings together, how they help Trubisky out. I think it's a good staff overall. Give me a B. Go ahead and comment your grades down below. All right, Bears fans, we got sweet deals on this long sleeve, just $20.99 marked down. It was over $30. Now it is $20.99. Use this link, chatsports.com/Bears2. Hey, we've got it in the sweet orange as well. Both colors are available. This deal's not going to last forever. Chatsports.com/Bears2. This long sleeve Bear shirt is just $20.99. The link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description, so go ahead and take advantage of this deal today. Let's go to AOK Inc. Did not use hashtag Bears, but I still got to your question. I got you, AOK. How many rush yards will Mitch have? Greater than 400 or less than 400? A couple of Trubisky questions off the start. So you look at his past 2 seasons overall, side by side. I think a big difference is that rushing number. 2018, 421 rush yards. He played better as a quarterback overall. He was more efficient. He was more accurate. I think not just rushing, but having him get out on boots and throw on the run, those run-pass options on the edge, I think that is a good tool to use with Mitchell Trubisky. Obviously, last year, some of the rushing total yardage was down because of the left shoulder injury, which he had surgery on this offseason, but you're hoping to get more back up into that 400 rushing yards this season. You got to utilize his mobility because he's still developing as a pocket passer. I'll have you guys predict. Over under 400 rushing yards for Trubisky in 2020. This, of course, is assuming that he is the 16-game starter. Over under 400 yards, type O for over, type U for under. I'm conflicted. That's a big jump from last year. I'm probably typing my U for under, but go ahead and comment down below. Next up here, we got Shy Native Gaming using hashtag Bears. What's the likelihood of the Bears drafting Jalen Hurts with one of their second-round picks? Well, I think it's somewhat likely. I think the second round's pretty rich for Jalen Hurts. Now, very productive at Oklahoma, almost 4,000 yards last year, 32 touchdowns, just 8 picks. Lincoln Riley really got the best out of Jalen Hurts, utilized his mobility. They basically put the entire offense on Jalen Hurts as he ran for almost 1,300 yards on 233 carries and 20 more touchdowns. Would have won the Heisman Trophy in most years, but Joe Burrow out of LSU had an insane college football season, maybe the best ever. But Jalen Hurts, I like him. I like him more now after the combine than I did before. I thought he threw the ball pretty well. I still think the second round's a little rich, but you got to bring in somebody because Mitch Trubisky's the only quarterback on this roster right now. Jalen Hurts is an intriguing option. They have similar attributes. He could come in, be the backup, and if Trubisky doesn't prove to be the guy, maybe Jalen Hurts is the guy who takes over in 2021. Ryan Pace did say he wants to bring in competition. Could Jalen Hurts be that guy? I think it's a possibility. I just don't love it in round number 2. All right, guys, I want you guys to get subscribed to Chicago Bears Now. You see the link, but just hit that big red button, youtube.com/Bears Now. We're going to have coverage all offseason long. Free agency, guys, less than 10 days away. Draft next month. It's heating up here. The offseason is in full force. YouTube.com/Bears now. Go ahead and subscribe right now. All right, next question here from WLH Knows using hashtag Bears. What free agent quarterback would you bring in? Lots of quarterback questions. Mitch Trubisky, Jalen Hurts. Now kind of a broader question. You look at the top 6 guys on the open market. These are the guys. Technically, Drew Brees is still a free agent, but he's already said he's coming back to the Saints. They just haven't finalized that deal. Tom Brady, of course. Everybody wants to know, where's Tom going? I don't think it'll be Chicago, but he is out there. Phillip Rivers. We'll see where he ends up. It wouldn't shock me if the Bears had interest, but I think he's going to be a little rich for their liking. I don't see that happening. Tannehill's trying to get paid. I don't think Chicago will go that route either. Those are kind of the top 3 guys. The next tier of guys, Teddy Bridgewater of the Saints. Obviously, he's going to leave because Drew Brees is coming back. Taysom Hill should be their backup in New Orleans. Jameis Winston, what does Tampa do with him? Do they bring him back? I'm not so sure. And then Marcus Mariota, who I think out of all these options is more likely because I think he's cheaper, he's mobile like a Trubisky, and he's a guy you're bringing in not necessarily to start over Trubisky, but he could be the Ryan Tannehill of the Bears where he's ready to go, he knows the system, he's played a lot of football, and if Trubisky doesn't play well, boom, you got Marcus Mariota. You can plug him in as your starting quarterback. Which free agent quarterback would you target? Go ahead and let me know. Of course, that didn't include guys like Andy Dalton, who you may have to trade for in Cincinnati. He could become a free agent if they cut him. Derek Carr, who we've talked about, a trade target out in Las Vegas. Cam Newton. There's a ton of quarterbacks available. Just focusing on free agents here. Which free agent quarterback would you target this offseason? BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I don't know who the #1 free agent quarterback is, although I think it's Tom Brady, but I do know BetDSI is the internet's #1 sportsbook. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL120. Bet on the XFL. Bet on the NBA. Bet on win totals for the 2020 NFL season. I've already placed my bet on over 8 wins for the Bears. Get that 120% deposit bonus with our promo code NFL120. I should also mention, too, Dak Prescott is a free agent, but the Cowboys are either going to tag or pay him, so I didn't put him on that list. So that's that. Felix Rodriguez using the hashtag Bears. What are the top 3 targets the Bears should go after in free agency? More free agent questions here. Now, if you want my top 20, you can go to the channel here on youtube.com/Bears now. I release my top 20 Bears free agent targets for you guys, so go check that video out. I went through a bunch of positions, a couple of players at almost every single position, so I encourage you guys to check that out here on the channel. But I'll look at 3 players here. Austin Hooper is for sure my #1 guy. If they got a big-time tight end like him or even like a Hunter Henry, I would be thrilled. I think that would help Mitch or any other quarterback that plays in Chicago. Got to address the offensive line, especially right guard. Brandon Scherf from the Washington Redskins is available. He's a free agent. I think he would be a good player in Chicago. Then how about Robert Quinn? Get an edge rusher opposite of Khalil Mack. Not so sure what his market will be. He could be a little more expensive than many think, but if you can get him at a decent number, I'm down to line him up opposite of Khalil Mack. That would be very, very intriguing. What's the Bears' bigger need? We've talked about both these positions a lot. Tight end, offensive line. If you think it's tight end, type TE. If you think it's offensive line, go ahead and type OL. Devon Phillips is next up here. Do you think the Bears should and can make a play for Trent Williams? And do you think they should look to add Antonio Brown using hashtag Bears? Let me be very clear. Trent Williams, he's going to cost a lot. He's got 1 year left of $14.5 million, which is already really more than the Bears can afford. Now, they've got like $24.5 million in projected space, but I don't know if they want to bring him in. Plus, his new deal, what he wants $20 million per year. Offensive line is very important. I don't know if I can give a tackle who's over the age of 31 $20 million a year on a new contract. I like Trent Williams. He's a 7-time Pro Bowler. He's a heck of a talent. I'm not doing that, though, and I don't think the Bears can afford to go that route. And to address AB, Antonio Brown, we know he wants to return to the NFL. He's on an apology tour. He's trying to, get his image back. But let's be honest, he's been self-destructive for about 8 months now. Just don't log on Twitter anymore, AB. That is what I would recommend. Seems like him and Tom Brady are best buds for whatever reason, so I don't think that's going to team up in Chicago. Maybe that happens somewhere else, but I do not expect the Bears to target him. I think receiver is a secondary need for this team, but I'm not targeting Antonio Brown. I am not that desperate if I am the Bears. Heck of a talent. I mean, when he's out there, when he's playing, not only is he one of the best receivers in the NFL, he's one of the best players in the NFL. That's what's so disappointing about this entire thing with Antonio Brown. But to simply put it, if I am the Bears, I cannot bring in AB.